Hey everybody, welcome back to the Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Jack and Lydia and Jackson still. So this one's coming from my little shitty galley apartment kitchen, and I'm still wearing my wake up jersey. So that's the thing. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y stuff. I tried to put this a little earlier in the thing. And ring the little bell down in that corner and get the notification when we do this on Tuesdays, Fridays, as close as possible. There's also a link down in the doodly-doo for our merch where we have aprons and pot holders and fake hands and spoons, spatula flipper. It's all the small stuff down there. We're a small business. We very much appreciate it. Now this is going to be great. We grew up with Hamburger Helper, man, and how to make it breakfasty. So it's going to be really cool if it works. It's going to be super cheesy and breakfast. So I don't like eggs, so it's going to be horrible for me. But you might like that stuff, so let's just get into it, man. Alright, super simple. You're going to need a box of the Hamburger Helper stuff. I usually get the one with the freaky little four-fingered glove guy on it. And the hamburger macaroni or cheeseburger macaroni, which is like the easiest, simplest one. It's the most popular one to get. Instead of the hamburger, you're going to get a pound of pork sausage. You can get it hot, you can get it spiced, you can get whatever you want to do. But yeah, I got these from H-E-B, super cheap. It's our biggest expenditure is $3. I'm going to use a couple of eggs. Got these yard eggs from Dad over there, but you can get them H-E-B. Yeah, I'm sucking up to H-E-B. Again, I hate the taste of eggs, so it's up to you. You're going to need some milk and some water. This is my representation of water. You're going to need a cup and a half of water and then 2 cups of milk, and I use whole milk because I want actual milk, so that's the thing. But that's it. Everything else comes in the Hamburger Helper thing. Get you a medium-sized skillet here, put it on about medium to medium high. Put it on about a 6, and mine goes up to 8, so that'll tell you where it goes. Now get you a nice sharp knife. Shout out to Andy. Watch your hand. Cut this thing open. You can just put it on a cutting board and cut it open, but I'm trying to do it on film here, and then just squeeze it out, cut the ends off, and then just look. Now this is why I don't do these when they're frozen. You want to make sure this one's thawed out before you put it in here. Go ahead and throw it in there. It looks kind of horrific, I get it, and there's gonna be a lot of it stuck to here. That's the frozen stuff comes clean so easy, but when it's thawed, it's a pain in the tuchus. So scrape it as best you can, and then break this up into smaller pieces. As it's cooking, as it's heating up, it'll come loose and break into smaller pieces easier, but you don't want to just cook one big clump of it. You don't want big clumps of it in your food later, so it's easier to break it down here. Once you just keep stirring it, not a constant stir, but every minute and a half or 2, just give it a little stir, keep the meat on the metal, break it up as best you can. Now remember, this is going to be greasy. This is breakfast sausage, man, and if you're ever using hamburger for the same stuff, I always get the super dirt cheap, like 70-30 stuff, so it's going to have a lot of grease to it. You see all this grease down here in the bottom of it? See how that is? We're going to have to drain that in a minute, so just remember that. So to kick it down until it's just about brown, and then you want to go dump that grease. Usually get in a retainer, put it out, put it on the fence line, put it on anything that you don't want weeds to grow around that'll kill it. If you don't like your apartment, just put it down the drain. So once it's nice and drained, and this is nice and starting to get browned here, mind my steam. I'm so very sorry about that. Go ahead and crack your eggs directly into this. Now if you're getting yard eggs, generally what I'll do is I'll crack them into a glass first, so you make sure you don't get any rotten ones or some ones that have were lost for a while and have grown chickens in them and stuff or whatever. So but that's just a tip for how to do it that way. These I'm using, one I had cracked. I usually would just put one of these, but I'll put it 2 because my other one was cracked somehow. So break those up, put them around in there. They'll cook relatively easy, especially with the meat and stuff around them. Just don't let them stick, and try not to splash them up on the edge too much. Mix them around and all the meat. It doesn't all have to have a coat to it. This puts a little bit of egg in here and makes it a little more breakfasty. But give it a stir. But once it starts, there's no like straight liquid parts of it, and then we're going to work on the next part, which is adding a cup and a half of water. Yeah, I know, we're just cooking the water out of it and then putting water right back into it. This looks horrific right now. And then add 2 cups of milk. So I get it. It looks so weird. Like, hey, we cooked it. It looks great. It's meat. Now we're going to pour all these liquids on top of it. Trust me, that's there to cook the pasta and make the cheese as creamy as possible. So put the 2 milks in there. Give it a little stir around here. And then we're going to add the stuff from our Hamburger Helper, our cheeseburger helper, as you were. But it doesn't have to be perfectly stirred. You're going to be stirring it enough later. So just go ahead and put the pasta directly in, right into the thing there, and get your little cheese seasoning packet thing and dump it out. Then be sure to take as long as possible, just to annoy your buddy Jack, who has to upload these later with the sound of that crinkling paper. Rustle. Love you, Jack. There you go. So just put the cheese in there. Then you're going to stir this in. Now be careful with it because A, some of this is warm and it's getting warmer. And then B, you don't want to lose your cheese powder or any of your milk over the side. So just give it a little stir till everything starts to get in here. And then you're going to leave this in here until it comes to a boil. You want it to boil, just bubble everywhere before we do anything else. So that is going to take a little while. Leave your heat at medium, right? So once it starts boiling, you see the bubbles on both sides of the pan here. Give it a little stir. Then you want to turn it down to as low as possible. You want it to simmer. And we're going to put it in there for about 10 minutes, okay? We're going to stir it every 2-3 minutes while we're in there. While it simmers, you want to cover it. Now, I don't have a cover for this one, and this is something I've had to do my entire life, as I don't have the proper lid. So what I have is just one big plate, and it's my fancy big black plate. I only have one. I can't use it for dinner dates or anything. It's just me being fancy. So cover it, leave it on there for 10 minutes, but in between the 10 minutes, every 2-3, pull it off. Careful, that son of a bitch is going to be hot. It will burn your hands. Be very careful. And then come in here, give this a little stir so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Soft rubber spatula is fine. Again, just a side note, don't be using metal spatulas on anything that's non-stick. It'll pull that off. It just tastes horrible and you get little pieces of metal and stuff in your stuff. So yeah, I think I stirred this one only 3 times, every 2.5-3 minutes. Give it a little toss around in there, but you cook it until the noodles are soft, and then kill the heat and set it to the side. Again, 10 minutes, easy enough. Set it to the side. I dressed mine with just a little bit of black pepper and done. This was actually really good. It's super heavy for a breakfast. So if you got other stuff going on or you don't want to have to take a nap first thing in the morning, it's great. But if you're doing like breakfast for dinner or you want to change up your hamburger helper or whatever, or just forget to buy a hamburger and realize you have breakfast sausage, just put it in there. I put some toast with mine, got me some of my breakfast tea over there. Again, shout out to my friend Taylor who made me my custom tea mug there. But yeah, this will probably hold up. Remember, it's noodles and stuff, so you have to kind of be careful with any kind of meal prep down the road because those can dry out and get kind of funky. And it's got pork and egg in it, so it'll work as long as you keep it sealed and keep it refrigerated during the week. But yeah, I really want y'all to try this and tell me what you think of it. Holy crap, so it worked. There you have it, man. It actually worked out as breakfast helper. It's good, it's thick, it is so freaking filling. So if you do it differently, you've seen it done before. I've never seen this. Like, I've seen some like skillet box sets and stuff before, skillet, whatever, but not just straight up breakfast stuff like this. So if you've seen it or it's been around or I just missed it, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Let me know there. You can also find me on like all the social medias and tell me how wrong I am there. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. You can find us all those at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can also find us on Instagram at Living Between. We had to shorten it down on that side. You can find me, Osway Nerdy, on all of those, including Twitter for now still, and over on TikTok. Mostly just talking action figures, miniature painting, tabletop gaming, D&D stuff, and LARPing. So that's the thing. I am a giant nerd. And I will see y'all next time. I'm going to go eat some more of this and then probably go take a nap so I wake up and have more breakfast stuff later. Y'all be safe and enjoy the food, okay?